Hey everyone, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over all of the Victoria's Secret flankers that I own. So they have their like core 4 scents that they always release fun flanker collections for. So I've got literally every single one that I own currently. I have used up several at this point, but I figured we'd go over all of them, just kind of like compare and contrast sort of a thing. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in, let's go ahead and jump right on into the video. So like I mentioned in the intro, there are 4 scents that Victoria's Secret typically has for their flankers. So that is Velvet Petals, Bare Vanilla, Love Spell, and Pure Seduction. They did also do an Amber Romance one with, I think, their most recent collection, the Daydream collection, but they don't typically do Amber Romance, and I also didn't purchase that one, so that's kind of, it's not talked about in this video. We're just talking about like the main 4. And going through my collection, I actually realized I don't have any Velvet Petal flankers, not at the moment. I think I got the candied one, but since then I haven't purchased any, and I use that one. So I also won't be talking about Velvet Petals, but we will be going over Pure Seduction, Love Spell, and Bare Vanilla. So I figure I'll start talking about like the core scent and then kind of compare and contrast the actual flankers to it. And if you don't know, I know I keep saying the word flanker, but if you don't know what a flanker is, it's essentially a scent of like, you've got your original scent, like we'll say Bare Vanilla. It's a scent that shares similar DNA to that, and it'll have a similar name like Bare Vanilla Daydream, Bare Vanilla Noir, Bare Vanilla La Creme. Like it'll have the name with a little something something to it, but they're similar scents, but the flanker will have maybe a couple of different notes. Maybe it's got more of like an airy light quality to it. It shares that core DNA with a twist. And in these collections, they'll have like the same twist per collection, if that makes sense. So there's my quick little definition for you guys in case you didn't know. So I figured we'll go ahead and start with Love Spell first. So starting off with Love Spell, we're just gonna do the OG original first. And this one has notes of cherry blossom and fresh peach. And to me, this smells like peach rings. It's a very sweet, peachy, almost candy-like scent. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so beautiful, but you do get a little bit of that floral cherry blossom like in the background. So it does keep it from being like a strictly candy-like scent. Still absolutely beautiful, stunning. One of my favorites from like their signature line for sure. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, but that's just like the standard Love Spell. It doesn't change, it always smells like this. And then moving on, I figured we'll do the cashmere ones first since that's what I grabbed first. So Love Spell Cashmere has notes of rich nectarine and fluffy marshmallow. So while it doesn't on here have the peach and the cherry blossom, the nectarine gives a similar vibe to that peach. So it's still kind of got that peachy, fruity, floral DNA to it, but with a little bit more of a nectarine and marshmallow twist. So still that core DNA, but a lot sweeter, a lot more airy, light marshmallowy. This one I haven't actually sprayed in a while, so we'll give it a nice fresh spritz for you. But yeah, this one, it's definitely more nectarine, a little bit more of a fresh rather than a candy-like fruity. But then you do have that nice airy marshmallow that sweetens it up, makes it absolutely beautiful. But you do still, you guys know, I always get a little bit of mist on my face from the remnants on the cap. This is nothing new. I've always done this, and apparently I'm never gonna learn. But why change now? You know, I am who I am. Why change now? But this one's very beautiful. Like I said, a lighter, airier, a little bit more like whipped marshmallow-esque. Absolutely stunning, like totally up my alley. So then moving on, I figure we'll go over Daydream next. And this one has notes of sparkling berries and jasmine musk. So again, not necessarily like the peach and cherry blossom, but this one smells the most similar to the original, in my opinion. So I I've got the original cap right here. Figure I'll do a little side-by-side sniff test. That one, you know, you get your typical Love Spell, peachy, floral, beautiful. And this one, it is so much softer. Like, I really have to like stick my nose in the cap essentially to get like a really good solid sniff on it. But it's stunning. It's beautiful. Like I said, it's a lighter, airier version of Love Spell. I would say if you have the original for any of these, I don't think you necessarily need the Daydream collection unless you prefer a much softer, mellower, lighter, airier scent. If you do, then this is like right up your alley. But these are so similar. In my opinion, you don't necessarily need both. All right, so then the last Love Spell flanker that I have is Love Spell Soul. And this one has notes of lemon blossom and sparkling neroli. And again, notes don't sound like it would be a Love Spell type scent at all. This one, it has been a hot minute since I've smelled it, so I will give it a nice fresh spritz. But this one is the most different, I will say, from the original. Like, I have to smell really deeply in it to get that peachiness, but it's very neroli with a little bit of peach in the background. So I will say, like I said, this is the least like the original. So definitely the type of thing, like if you want something different but still has that DNA, like this is a heavy hitter for sure. But it is very pretty. It's got like a summery, almost tropical from the, I love neroli. That's becoming a favorite floral. I think because Cocoa Paradise has such a like heavy neroli in it. Absolutely stunning. But this one, it gives like tropical with that little bit of peach and then that neroli in it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It makes sense that this was a summer scent. But I will say, of the Love Spells that I own, and these are all 4 that I own, obviously the original is the original. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I will always own the original Love Spell. I'd say Daydream is kind of the least necessary to add to the collection unless you want this and not the original Love Spell. Like, it's a little bit more redundant of the flankers. And then Cashmere has that marshmallowy airiness, but still that peachy quality. So a little bit more kind of soft, but pretty and fluffy. And then this one is like Love Spell meets Summer with a heavier neroli, a lighter peach to it. So I'll say this one's probably the most different from the original, with this being like a close second to most different. Like, these Love Spell flankers are different enough that they make sense in my collection. I believe it was Love Spell Candied that was still pretty similar, so I used that one pretty quickly. And then Love Spell Splash was gorgeous. Oh my goodness. That was a really nice summertime. It had a little bit of like a tea note in it as well. A raspberry tea, that's what it was, a raspberry tea note. Absolutely gorgeous. But overall, I'm really happy with Love Spell flankers. I think this is the only one that I own that I would say isn't necessary. All the others are different enough that like, it's just fun. All right, so moving on to Pure Seduction. So this one, the original, has notes of juiced plum and crushed freesia. And I will say this is probably the most like underutilized Victoria's Secret in my collection. I can't remember the last time I wore this, if I'm being quite honest. But it's stunning. You get that beautiful plum. It's a little bit almost in a similar vein to Love Spell, where it's that really pretty, sweet, peachy scent in Love Spell. This one's a very pretty, sweet, juicy plum scent. It's gorgeous. So this is a stunning scent. This is very pretty. Like I said, underutilized, but it's absolutely stunning. So I really need to like use this more, first and foremost. But this is absolutely stunning. A nice juicy plum with a little bit of a floralness to it. And I figure we'll talk about Cashmere next. And this one has notes of whipped meringue and decadent berries. And let me tell you, anytime they release a flanker collection, the Pure Seduction sounds so good. The notes always sound like the most candy-like and sweet and just gorgeous. And this one's no exception, like whipped meringue, decadent berries. That's stunning. It has been a minute, again, since I've smelled this. At this point, my hand is gonna smell like so many different things, but like, it's gonna smell good. And this one, you get that whipped meringue. It's almost got like a marshmallow quality to it. Like Pétale Éphémère, where it's that peachy marshmallow. This is like a fruity marshmallow edge. Ooh, that's pretty. That is very pretty. Do I get berries? I guess it smells like a berry dessert, like a light berry dessert, like a meringue. Like it smells like a berry meringue. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I will say I don't get a ton of the original to it because this one is very plummy, very, very fruity. But I'm not really getting like a plum in this one. It is stunning. It is a beautiful scent. I will say, like I said, it's a little bit more different. And I have noticed that a lot with Pure Seduction flankers specifically. Like it takes a lot for it to smell exactly like Pure Seduction. It definitely, these ones tend to be the most different, but it's beautiful. Like it's a stunning scent. It's absolutely gorgeous. Again, I need to use these more because they're always gorgeous. They're always beautiful, but they just kind of like live in my collection a little bit. So up next, we'll talk about Daydream real quick. This one is notes of plum sugar and white suede. And if I remember correctly, this is the same kind of deal where it's just like a lighter, softer version of Pure Seduction. We're gonna commit to the other hand at this point. Oh, it's a little muskier. Okay, like a soft, without a trace kind of musk, not like a Bath & Body Works musk where it smells like sweat. Like their musks are funny. But it does have that soft, it actually has a lot of without a trace to it. But with a little bit of fruitiness. Oh, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. Okay, clearly I've not given this one like nearly enough attention because it gives a lot of without a trace vibes. Just smelling in the cap at this moment. Like a softer, lighter, with a little bit of fruitiness. So again, not Pure Seduction whatsoever to my nose. I know the DNA is in there and I'm sure if I let it dry down on the skin, the DNA would come out a little bit more, but that's just soft and pretty. A little bit more of like a fruity skin scent to me. That's really pretty. Okay. Okay. I don't know how I didn't get that the first time because I've talked about this in a video before, but that's really pretty. Okay. I'm definitely gonna have to be like playing with that one more. Like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. But yeah, it's very different. It's incredibly different from the original. So clearly I've needed to do something like this for a while because I thought this was literally like just a lighter, softer version of this. And that's how I kind of defined the whole collection. But this one is different. Like the more I smell it, the more I get that Pure Seduction DNA. So as it's drying down, it does dry down kind of to itself. But it's like Pure Seduction mixed with a lighter, softer without a trace. Which if you guys know, if you've watched me for any period of time, you'll know Without a Trace is one of like my top 5 scents of all time. Stunning, beautiful. I could wear that every single day. It's gorgeous. So to compare anything to Without a Trace is incredibly high praise. Like there's almost no higher praise than that comparison. I'm so sorry about that car. I thought they would go away, but they were just very loud. Apologies. This is stunning. And yeah, as it dries down, it definitely comes into itself a little bit more of that fruity plum, but still soft. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, this is one that like needs to come into rotation like ASAP. All right, and so then the last flanker that I have to share with you guys for Pure Seduction is Soul. And this one, first and foremost, the whole Soul collection is so fun. It's so fruity and summery. They're absolutely stunning. And this one is no exception. It has notes of orange mimosa and dewy pineapple. And it really does have just like the most beautiful sparkling orange pineapple type of scent. But as it dries down, you get more of like that plum, that typical Pure Seduction DNA. Like it really comes out when it dries down, but it's just got like those other fruity scents like thrown on top, but they're beautiful. It's so fun. This is like the perfect way to do a summer Pure Seduction, in my opinion, because you still get that fun plum, that beautiful plum. Oh my goodness, beautiful plum. But then those other fruity notes just really like summerify it, in my opinion. Super stinking fun. Really loved this whole collection. But honestly, just like in general, let me collect them all up real quick. These are all so fun. These are all stunning scents. I will say overall, of the 3 flankers that I have, Soul is the most different from the original Pure Seduction because it takes a lot to get to the point where it's got that plum. And there's so many other notes that kind of overpower the plum that you get the DNA, but you don't get the majority of the DNA, if that makes sense. And then Daydream, this is stunning. Oh my gosh, it's like the more I smell it, the more I fall in love with it. This is gorgeous. It's like a berry version of Without a Trace, which like I didn't realize was something I needed in my life, but this is something I've needed in my life. But it's stunning. It's gorgeous. It's very different from the original Pure Seduction. Like even in the dry down, I don't really get that much of a plum to it. So actually this one might be more different than Soul because it takes a lot to get any plumness from it. It's a gorgeous scent, but I wouldn't say it's as much of a flanker as the other ones. And then this one very much has a core of Pure Seduction. It's just got that like meringue on top. But overall, these are all absolutely gorgeous scents. Definitely like some of my favorites, honestly. They're all underrated in my collection. I definitely need to utilize them way, way more, but they're all gorgeous. And last but not least, possibly my favorite round of flankers, but like, I don't know, Pure Seduction, I was not expecting that kind of reaction to, so we'll see. That would be Bare Vanilla. So first and foremost, the OG, the gorgeous one, has notes of whipped vanilla and soft cashmere. This is a stunning scent, like 30 million out of 10. Gorgeous, beautiful. It's warm, it's soft. I always compare it to like, which is probably the weirdest comparison. I apologize, but that's just like where my nose goes. It's like a warm vanilla candle where you like can physically smell the warmth of the melting wax. But I wouldn't say this has a waxy, like it's not a waxy scent. It's just emphasis on like that level of warmth, and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is another one I could wear like almost every single day and just be the happiest of campers. Absolutely stunning, beautiful scent. So I figured we'll go over Splash first, and this one has notes of coconut flower and iridescent lotus. And this is one of my favorite flankers ever. It's stunning. Oh my goodness. It smells like vanilla coconut from Bath & Body Works, but like better. It's not just like a Bath & Body Works vanilla, it's Bare Vanilla with coconut. It's stunning. Oh my goodness. This is one, like, I'm shocked that I haven't worn this more than I have, but I also know it's because I'm savoring every last drop of this because it's beautiful. This hand smells like so many different things at this point. But this is beautiful. This is stunning. This is like the way to do a summertime vanilla where it's coconutty. It's got like a sunscreen edge to it without being like the thing of Sunbum. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful, gorgeous. Cannot say enough good things about this because this is just everything. It's everything. It's everything, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's Bare Vanilla. I love it. So then up next, we'll talk about Daydream. And this one has notes of fluffy vanilla and soft sandalwood. And this one, I haven't smelled it yet today, but from what I remember from the haul video, this one smells like dead on a lighter version of Bare Vanilla. Like dead on. This is like the most flanker scent to ever flanker without being the I just saw a Cybertruck. Guys, I just saw a Cybertruck. I've never seen one in the wild before. That was fascinating. So sorry for getting distracted by a Cybertruck. But anyways, this is like the most flanker scent to ever flanker without being the original. It's like the closest you could get to being the original scent. And I'm here for it, like, because I love Bare Vanilla. But if I'm spending my time and money on a flanker scent, I want there to be a difference. Otherwise, I'm just gonna spend my time and money on more Bare Vanilla. And this is gorgeous. Like, don't get me wrong. It smells like Bare Vanilla, so it's gorgeous, and I love it. But I will say this is probably one of the least necessary purchases in a similar vein to Love Spell Daydream. They're just so similar to the original that it's like not a necessity. Will I use it? Yes. Will I love it? Of course. It's bare vanilla. Of course I'm gonna love it. But is it like a necessity? Not really. And last but not least, this is, I believe, the only flanker I've ever purchased a backup of. And that's like saying something. Although if I could have gotten a bare vanilla candied flanker backup, that was a lot of words. If I could have gotten a bare vanilla candied backup, that's what I meant. Totally would have. Strawberry marshmallow. That one, they need to bring it back. It was gorgeous. I enjoyed every second of it. That is not what I have in my hand. What I have in my hand is Bare Vanilla Soul. And this is my first bottle. And that's just like light use, using it when I felt like it. I love this scent. It's got notes of sunshine pomelo and vanilla zest, and it's so fun. Oh my goodness, the cap's a little light, so we're gonna give it a nice fresh spritz. How many times have I sprayed this hand? Like at this point, it smells like everything under the sun. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It's in a similar vein to Bare Vanilla Splash, so it's got a little bit of that like coconutty summeriness to it, but it's got that lemon, that citrus. That just makes it a little bit brighter, a little bit more like in your face for the summertime. It's gorgeous. It's so fun. I love Bare Vanilla. Oh my gosh. I could literally just like live in a little Bare Vanilla bubble for like a month and a half and just be the happiest girl alive. I'd want some variety after a month and a half, but it's, oh my, I love it. I love it. You guys know I love it. I love it. Anyways, overall, I will say these two are the most different. They're in a similar vein, but this one, like I said, has more of a citrus quality, where this one is more of like a straight vanilla coconut, but like a warm, sweet vanilla. Oh, so good. So stinking good. This one is just incredibly similar to Bare Vanilla, like just a lighter, airier version. So if I were to, repurchase these, first off, I'd get candied again, but that's not an option at this moment. If I were to repurchase these, hands down, I would repurchase these ones for the variety in my collection, for just the difference. This one I have repurchased because I got a backup of. This one, where is it? Daydream, not really a necessity unless you want to have, you like collecting the flankers, you wanted like a softer version, but you could also just like spray less of Bare Vanilla and get kind of like a softer version as well. So overall, I mean, obviously this is 1000% yes because I love it. These two are gorgeous, stunning. Will always repurchase whenever I can get my hands on them. But this one and the majority of the Daydream collection is just kind of like, it's not necessary. All right, so I just took a little minute to go through all of the flankers and pick out my favorites from each like scent category. So I picked one of each. And first, I want guesses down below which ones you guys think I'm picking. So which Love Spell flanker is my favorite, which Bare Vanilla flanker is my favorite, and which Pure Seduction is my favorite. I'll give you guys a second to leave your comments, your guesses down below. And I want to know also, did you guys get them right? Like, do you guys, I feel like the Pure Seduction, everyone's gonna guess, but the other two, like, did you guess which ones? So we'll get Pure Seduction out of the way because we all probably guessed that one correctly. Daydream. I was not anticipating when I started this video picking out Daydream as my favorite, but because it's got such similar vibes to Without a Trace, it just felt right. It felt necessary. This is so pretty. Absolutely perfect. Now moving on to Bare Vanilla. Did you guys get it? Did you guys get Splash? Soul is so beautiful, but Splash just like hits. It has my heart. I think it was the first flanker I bought as well. I think this one and Love Spell Splash, which I just used this most recent summer. I think they're the first flankers I got. But this one, it's just stunning. It's like the perfect summer vanilla, in my opinion. So I couldn't not pick this one. And last but not least, we've got Love Spell. So did you guys guess Soul? Because it's Soul, it's just pretty. I like how similar it is to Love Spell, but it's still got its own level of oomph to it. It's got its own little something something. I just think it's so pretty. and it's like a little bolder, a little bit more in your face than the Cashmere or the Daydream. So this one wins. This one's just, it's beautiful. All right, you guys, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a like and a comment below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.